So for today's adventure, we're at the Andy Creek Trailhead, getting ready to hike Trail 1111 and use it to access the Ironstone Mountain Trail. From there, we plan to hike to the top of Ironstone Mountain today. Of note is that you can also access Wildcat Peak from this approach. Anyways, today's adventure is going to be for sure Ironstone Mountain. So 0.6 of a mile so far. We've gained almost 500 feet of elevation gain, so the elevation gain's been pretty relentless. And don't let the false bears frighten you too much. 1.2 miles so far, and we're at 867 feet of elevation gained at this point. I just thought I'd shoot a little video right here. Just this is one of those types of trail stretches you like, where it opens up. You've been in the big timber, and then you open up and you actually get to see a little bit. So pretty nice little spot here. So just over 1.5 miles and a little over 1,000 feet of elevation gained. There's going to be a signed trail junction. So you can go to the right or the left here. I think it's Russell Ridge. We're going to hang a left at the trail junction. And just a little ways down here, there's going to be a boot trail off to the right, and you can take that boot trail to get over to Ironstone Mountain. So the boot trail's right here, and there's some blaze marks. Or the other option is to walk here past the William O. Douglas Wilderness sign, which is showing up right there, and then there will be a trail that cuts back to the right. I think either one of those two options will get us over onto the Ironstone Trail. I'm going to try the boot trail option because it looks like it'll shave off just a little bit of distance. So onto the boot trail we go. So just a note on that intersection area that I passed through, it was a little bit of a mess. There were multiple route options. So I felt really good there because I had the map and I was able to double check to make sure that I was going the right way. So I feel like having the map with me on this trip was important at that intersection area. And I'm glad that I have it available to me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be confident right now that I was going the right way. So about 2.2, maybe 2.3 miles in, it looks like there's a fork in the trail here where you can go to the left. You want to stay right. The trail is going to do a hard, basically a 90-degree turn here. And this is where you head on the run towards Ironstone. So I stepped off trail for just a minute. You could see there was a fabulous meadow off to the left of the trail. The cows are out enjoying it. That's beautiful. I know that's not a useful thing to say. Anyways, this is just off the trail, or just to the west of the trail. You can see it through the trees. Definitely worth stepping out to take a look. So I'm about 2.7 miles in now, almost 2.8, 1,290 feet of elevation gain roughly. I just hit the intersection with Wildcat Trail. That means I've been skirting the base of Ironstone for quite a while now, just kind of trying to see an obvious boot path that maybe somebody's tried. I haven't. So I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way. I'm just going to head up the side of the mountain and try to pick my way up high enough to be able to get a little bit better view. Got the contour map with me, so I think I may actually backtrack. I think I saw a nice way to get up on the other side when I first came in, so I'm just going to head up and go for it. So just over 3 miles and 1,400 feet of elevation gain. I used a couple animal trails to break through the timber. Gotten myself out into the open. I'm looking out towards Mount Adam and the Goat Rocks right now. I can actually see like Bear Creek Mountain from here, which is nice. Beautiful scenery. When I look at the maps, I don't see any established boot trails showing up on the map. So there might be one, but I'm not aware of it. So right now I'm just making my way cross country. Maybe it'll be one of those hikes where you get to the top and then you find a boot trail. So I got the peak just a little bit further up. Just been working my way up the scree slope on the south side of the peak. Nothing technical, it's just an uphill grind, but nothing scary. So getting close to the top now. It's just kind of a scramble. Definitely have to have good conditioning for this one. Whew, breathing hard. There it is. And the sign-in tube. We always like to see that. Ironstone Mountain. It's in the bag. All right, so from the top of Ironstone Mountain, that's looking out at Shell Rock Peak, which you can also climb from the Ironstone Mountain Trail that I used to access Ironstone Mountain. I'm gonna rotate counterclockwise. So there's Mount Rainier off in the distance there. And I could make some guesses on the other mountains, but I would want to check with one of my apps before I made any real claims. There's the meadow that I showed earlier with the cows in it. Beautiful meadow. That's the Goat Rocks. So from here I can see Old Snowy Mountain, I can see Ives, I can see Gilbert, Bear Creek Mountain. There's Mount Adams. And we'll just spin and give the whole 360. There's a sign-in tube up here. So I think I'm gonna take the time to sign in. You can see some fabulous meadows down in the bottom. And we're almost back around to Shell Rock Peak. I'm looking at, I can see Burnt Mountain, which we climbed a couple weeks ago now. Anyways, there's back at Shell Rock Peak. There's the full 360 from Ironstone Mountain. So just over 4 miles, we're back on the Ironstone Mountain Trail. I was more worried about this one than I needed to be. The scramble up the south side was not bad. And now that I'm walking back out, there's actually a little boot trail going up right here. And I bet that goes up to that clearing that I used to climb up. So I think that's the spot people are going in. No boot trail, so you definitely had to be comfortable with just kind of picking your own route up, but it wasn't difficult. Again, I was more worried about it than I needed to be. I definitely am glad I had my maps with me today. I think those were important, not just for confidence going up the mountain, but like I said, that one intersection that I hit was a little iffy. It would have been easy to turn right down Russell Ridge and wind up miles off in the wrong direction if you didn't have a map with you. So download a map before you come on this one. Ironstone Mountain, it's worth it. So probably about 6.5 miles, we're arriving back at the trailhead. So Ironstone Mountain is in the bag. There's one other car at the trailhead. It wasn't here when I got here. I didn't see anybody else on the trail today. So for me, I had the trail and the mountain all to myself, which is just absolutely fabulous. No mailbox at the top, but that's all right. There was a sign-in tube with some great views. Again, I can't say this enough. You want to have the map downloaded into your GPS before you do this one. There was a couple spots where I was really happy to have a map downloaded. Anyways, Ironstone Mountain's in the bag. Get outside.